I gladly get beat 103 or 110 to 10 in that game. They can put 100 up on us as long as we win the next 2 after that. But again, our focus is on Notre Dame and getting as many wins as we can.
Yeah, Lane, I mean, we've talked at length about the family element and your family being around here, but the first person that you looked at when the clock hit 0 was Knox, who was right there.
Yeah.
And then you were walking off and you saw Layla and your face lit up and you went after you. It was like you were about to go sack a quarterback there. How much sweeter is it having them around here? I know you get that question every week, but in a win like this.
That's a really cool story about Knox. The only problem with your Layla story is that was Keith's wife that I hugged, not Layla. So I guess all blondes look alike. But other than that, it was a cool story.
There's a lot of talk about you for coaching searches right now. Do you anticipate being the head coach at Ole Miss next year?
Yeah, I think the last chapter thing makes me feel like I'm like 80 years old, So I don't like being old, so I don't really like that part of the story that makes me feel like I'm on my last chapter. So
whether it's our football team, whether it's our coaching staff, whether it's anyone that touches the program, our fan base, the media, both local and national, officials, none of us want to hear, hey, good effort, guys. You gave Michigan a run for their money. Flip over this new leaf, couple more games this year, get ourselves to the postseason, finish this group's story off the right way, and move into a new Ryan Field. Like, this program isn't like, hey, we're going to give it our best and see what happens. The expectation is to go win a Big Ten championship.
We have an identity of who we are. If we play to our identity, we're a good football team. If we start thinking that's not who we are, if we start thinking we're something else, if we start trying to play a different way, that's not us. That's not who we are. And we're a blue-collar team. We're a physical team. We're a team that has to control the line of scrimmage. We're a team that has to play with a lot of energy, and we just weren't doing any of those things in the first half. And I think the vibes were good. All things considered, the vibes were good. The kids believed we were going to come out and win that game in the second half, whether they really did or not. That was the energy in the locker room. And then obviously, we made some plays early in the second half to get the momentum going, to get the crowd going, and from that point it just kind of spiraled in our favor.
By good, what are some of the keys, mentally, physically, to maintaining that consistency from play to play?
You know what? Win this play. The same answer I'm gonna give you when you ask me about starting. Win this play. That's how you follow up good with good with good with good, is you are good on this play, and that's what matters.
I asked you last week, so I'm just a little curious now that the first CFP rankings are out, where you guys were, where the league was. Were you encouraged by that?
I think in some ways a little bit, but I think that some other people have pointed out, in other ways, no. Texas A&M being 3. What more do you want them to do to be 1? Like I said, when people want to schedule and they say, okay, man, we need you to schedule hard teams. You're going to have now 9 SEC and then play another hard one. Well, they went up to Notre Dame and won. So those people that say, man, those schedules are worth it to play that. What if they didn't play Notre Dame? If they just played whoever and just had an easy win, they'd be ranked in the same spot. So what good did that do if that's not rewarded? So they got the highest metrics of everybody, and they're not number 1. So I don't know. Again, you talk about those 2 teams right there, put them on a neutral site, ask Vegas who would win, what's the spread. And that, to me, shows more than people sitting around a room just guessing.
What's your approach having former players around, even the ones that didn't play for you, and just kind of how does that benefit the guys currently in the program?
Yeah, I love it. This is their program. It's ours all together, but they're the ones that built this and made it what it is, and love that they want to come back and are proud of what they accomplished, and hopefully proud of what we're doing right now with so much recruiting and so forth. This week was probably one of those weeks where I didn't get to see as many as I normally do, and whether it's pregame or during the day or even the weekend. Saw a few of them. Booker in particular, which is a guy from last year's team. He was around. And, just that excites me, because that's what we want. You want alumni to always feel like this is home and a place that they can come back to.
We can cut down on the number of plays to keep our team healthy and fresh towards the end of the season. That's important. But once you kind of get in their rhythm of huddling, you get used to that. and the guys get comfortable with that as opposed to the other part of it. But we also need to be able to do that when we need to do it. And when I say need to, it's based on what's going on with the game. We're not all of a sudden just going to go tempo because like we just want to go tempo. It has to give us an advantage. And when we're on the same page and we're being efficient in what we're doing and we're executing at a high level, like that's what's most important, period. And so, we're still chasing that. We're not there.
We put attention into doing your job. That's how you get off the field. That's how you get a pick. Tay was right where he was supposed to be on that play. He didn't know the quarterback was going to throw it there, but he was in a position to get his job done. And so that's more important, and that's where we're going to focus on is how do I make sure I consistently do my job on this play. The result of that is you're probably going to be able to control a lot of the momentum of the game if you do that enough.
With Dave Roberts, just a couple years ago, got a chance to go watch a Dodgers game with Alexis, my daughter. She's softball, and so baseball, that piece right there, it was just fun to go there and watch a game and got to spend some time with him, in the clubhouse afterwards. And I was just blown away at, first of all, how much time he gave me in the middle of his season. I know how hard that is as a coach myself. And then we've just stayed in touch. And this summer I went up and saw him play up in Milwaukee. And again, we just stay in touch. I can't help but notice how great of a job he does of bringing these guys together that he manages. They're all such great players, but he finds a way to have a role for each of them having just such a low ego and enjoying the process of what they're doing and finding ways to win, and the resiliency it took, obviously, the last 2 years in both World Series. It's just amazing, and I think there's a lot of similarities in our styles, maybe. There's probably differences too. It's a different sport, but I got a lot of admiration for how he manages and how he gives his time, and the presence he has when he walks into a room, it just really blows me away.
It's as special of a football player as I've been around, and every time he has the ball in his hands, he can make something positive happen. Right? He is as dangerous of an offensive weapon probably that I've been around. And so that's the thing the value I see in him for our team is you can put him at wideout, you can motion him from the backfield and throw him the ball, you can hand him the ball, and he's gonna make something happen, right? And as long as we all work together, all lines gotta protect and block, and there's a lot of people that go into making sure he has success.
What have you seen from the quarterback specifically, Arch, his development over the last several weeks?
Yeah, he's playing with more confidence. I think number one, he's getting better protection. He's seeing things well. He's making good decisions. He's getting the ball out of his hand quickly. He's maturing. He's had an opportunity to play and grow, and you don't really get that until you get out there and play. He played a good bit last year, but the kind of games he's had to play in this year, just a different stature in terms of the SEC gauntlet. And just, you watch game by game. I watched yesterday each game throughout the year and watched him just grow and play better. He's extending plays. He's doing really well with scrambles, keeps his eyes downfield, doesn't look at the rush. He's made some really impressive wow throws, and they're playing better offensively.